Who, me? It's been good traveling with you, Warden. Don't get lost in the shuffle now.
It is good to see you again, Kadan. These people, they call you hero. It is a strange word, but I think I understand its meaning. The Arishok on occasion has declared a Kunari to be Kunoran Vel, one who serves as an example to others. Such examples are always made after their death, however, a death in service to the Kyun. A living Kunoran Vel would be too proud. When a Kunoran Vel is declared, certainly. It is one of few occasions when the Kunari are permitted to engage in revelry. There is imbibing of spirits, public chanting, meditations abandoned. It is madness. It is interesting. It can take days for the Ben Hasrath to restore order. There may even be executions. I suppose I should tell you. I have decided to return to my people. Your quest is done, and thus so is my reason for accompanying you. Is that truly what you want? There is much to hold you here, and it is a long journey. Anything is possible. I will return if I can. It must be said. You found my sword and gave me a chance to restore my honor. I owe you a great debt. It has. That one of the Baz, a foreigner, would become known as Kadan to me. Unthinkable. Yet here it is. Perhaps I shall see you again one day. Until then, may you always find the path you seek. Farewell, Kadan.
Kadan basically means comrade or friend, basically.
Are you ready, my lady? The crowds outside are getting restless. Just put in an appearance, so I understand it. The people just want to see their hero in person. I'm supposed to take you to your escort, full brigade, their armor all shined up and everything. They're really honored to be guarding you, and let me tell you. Right. I'll take you there now. Follow me.
Oh, with a comment. Okay, so he became a really good king. In the months that followed, Alistair proved to be a popular king, and if largely unwilling to involve himself in the matters of governing, he traveled often, making appearances in town throughout Ferelden to great delight of the commoners. They referred to him as a king with the common touch, even if a few knew a simple aversion to life at court. News that the urn of sacred ashes had been found in Ferelden did not spread outside the chantry until Brother Ginevati made an announcement several months after the defeat of the darkspawn. The manuscript detailing his research and his experience with Andraste's cult grew huge interest among scholars throughout Vadas. Some years later, the chantry announced that the resting place of Andraste's ashes has indeed been found. A ripple of excitement spread among the pious people of Theodos, with many undertaking pilgrimages to see the ashes or partake in the healing powers. Following months of effort, the tower of the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created. The first enchanter Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe, and that they could have, and that all that could be saved has been. With the slavery shut down in the alienage, a lot of the city-born elves improved for a time. The new king even named the local elder to his personal court, a scandal amongst the humans, but a sign for new hope to the elves. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the alienish community, and in time became the new elder. The outspokenness earned her frequent trouble, but served her people well. Yeah, I'm going to read all these. Arl Eamon in Denerim remained in Denerim for some time, acting as the Chancellor and Chief Advisor to King Alistair. Tegan ruled over Redcliffe in his stead, and was surprised to find himself well loved by the villagers, who were still grateful for the night he spent defending their lives. In time, Eamon abdicated in favor of his brother, an event the locals greeted with approval and enthusiasm. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege in Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. The new keeper, Lania, was respected both among the Dalish as well as the Ferelden court. She was a voice of reason, and other Dalish clans would turn to her to help resolve disputes with the human folk. In time, many of the Dalish clans moved to the new land provided to them. In the south near Ostagar, wary of their human neighbors, however, tensions soon rose again. Only Keeper Lania's leadership kept the peace alive. In Orzammar, King Haramond found himself in a protracted battle against Balin's rebellion that left him unable to gain the stability he needed. The clan lords objected to many of his measures in the assembly, and only his efforts to increase the dwarves' isolation from the serpent met with any success. In time, Haramond's health began to fail. Some claimed it was poison, while others said it was a flagging spirit. Either way, after a protracted illness, the king finally passed away. The wrangling in the assembly for a successor was almost immediate. Brother Burkel's new chantry in Orzammar grew a surprising number of converts among the dwarves. They quickly attracted a great deal of anger for more conservative quarters. And before long, the assembly severely restricted the Andraste's rights. Brother Burkel resisted and was slain while being arrested during a peaceful demonstration in the Commons. The assembly claimed this was an accident. Of resulting riots reached the chantry on the surface, where the divine even contemplated a new exalted march. Ugh. The dwarven mage, Dagna, ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt Circle Tower. Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory of how lyrium vapors relate to the supply of magic. It gained a great deal of attention. Although the Anvil of Void was destroyed, rumors of its location crept into Orzammar. Years later, thanks to the defeat of the darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the Anvil's remains. They examined the ruins of the Anvil, and upon returning to Orzammar with their findings, convinced that the Shaperate to attempt to recreate Karadin's research, a new golem was created, bound with a spirit taken from the Fade. The golem immediately went insane, killing several Shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of the existence circulated throughout Orzammar, however, and demanded among the smiths cast to reopen Karadin's research refused to take a bait. As good as her word, Morgan disappeared once the archdemon was slain. Someone in Morgan's description was seen traveling alone months later, headed west through the Frostback Mountains, and she may even be with child. As for Arwen's companions, they went to their separate ways. When Arwen finally left Denerim to continue her travels, Zevran went with her, electing to remain with the woman he loved. They continued their adventures together, at least for a time. As the Blighted Lands began to heal and the Grey Warden slowly rebuilt the order in Amarathain, they discovered that the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was routed and has dissolved upon the Archdemon's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organize roving war bands that preyed both on the land and on each other. These war bands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais, or crossed the Shining Sea by the Deep Road. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these tales are yet to be told. The This tale ended when Arwen sank her blade into the archdemon's head and destroyed it forever. It was not the last Ferelden would hear of her, however. Okay. This won't be for a while. This is the last thing that gets done. That would technically be next. But let's do the... This is a what-if story. This is purely a what-if story. In Ferelden's final hours, the Archdemon set the darkspawn horde upon the great city of Denareth. You are a Herlock vanguard, born to lead and eager for blood. The Archdemon whispers compels you forward, compel you to kill. Assist the ogre. Kill the defenders. How? Yeah, remember that fight we just did? Well, we're technically doing the same thing, but in reverse. Time to gather some forces and go after these humans.